entire package of those for like $5. And actually I did that, and it's lasted me my entire career while I've been here. Okay. So way less expensive. But we have to talk about something different to do, or a different property. We really have to discuss enthalpy. And a lot of times in other classes, you associate enthalpy with energy changes. I'm guessing, did any of your instructors ever write, like for a reaction coordinate diagram? You have that, you have your reaction chord. What did they always list on the y-axis? Yeah, a lot of times it's delta H. Okay. Now for a little more organic and gen chem knowledge. What's this stuff? Products. Nope. What is it? Reactants. Products up here.
Transition.
What's this little bit?
Oh, intermediate. Oh wait, no, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, you're at transition state. If we wanted an intermediate, we need one more. Whoop. Like that there is where the intermediate is. What's this thing? In the red line that I've shown. Oh, nothing. Now what is it? Yeah, there we go. All right, all coming back, even to me. Okay, so let's talk about enthalpy. You can relate it to internal energy. It is defined as. We'll figure out where this definition comes from. H. Have you guys ever seen the triple equal sign? Okay. Does anybody know what it means, or can you tell me what it means?
Is defined as?
Yeah, exactly. You had to use some of this definition when on your last daily problem. So that's what it's defined as, but I hate when you just get equations tossed up there. You're told, know where this is, what this is, and whatnot. I like to derive everything through so I can prove that I actually know what it means. So we're going to ask, how does this come about? There's a couple of different ways we can do it. Let's look at the constant pressure system. So assume constant pressure for a change in internal energy. So we go back to the first law. What's the first law defined as? Is equal to what? I'm sorry, what was it?
Equal to 0, but it's also equal to delta U system plus delta surrounding.
That
Q
is
plus
true.
W.
Q plus W, yeah, that's the one I wanted.
So many things we can say.
Oh, yeah, well, it's like when you ask for the first law of thermodynamics, there's like 5 different formulations, and whenever you say one, it's always like, no, I want the other one. Okay, we're going to change this around a little bit. Q sub P. What's the little p for?
Constant pressure.
Yeah. Okay, if we assume an ideal gas. What happens to work? What's work defined as for a gas? Yeah. Because we haven't said anything about if it's reversible. Okay. So now let's take that, let's plug that into our delta U equation. Delta U is equal to Q sub P minus P. We're going to leave off the P external, and we're going to be lazy. Delta V. in calorimetry, what are we measuring?
Temperature.
Measuring temperatures, but what do we want to get to? What value? We want to get to Q. Let's rearrange this to get to Q. What's Q sub P equal to then?
Delta U plus P and delta V.
Yep. This looks pretty close to something I just erased. We call this heat exchange at constant pressure. Does anybody know what we call it? Starts with an E.
Enthalpy.
And explicitly a change in enthalpy, delta E. So if you measure the heat exchange at constant pressure, what you're actually measuring is enthalpy. Okay, that was kind of hand wavy. Let's try and show that starting from the definition of enthalpy. Can we show that this is in fact true? Like I just said, this is suddenly a state function. Okay, that's not good enough. We have to do a better job of showing that it is a state function. So let's start. So H is equal to U plus what? And what else?
Delta V.
We're leaving the deltas off for now. We'll get there though. Okay. If we look at small changes, when I'm talking about a small infinitesimal change, like in calculus or this class, what am I really talking about? Yeah. Oftentimes derivative. I get du plus timer's telling me to shut up soon. Okay, we need to do a derivative of this guy. What does that mean if I have two things multiplied together?
Product rule.
Yeah, I need the product rule. Product fuel, product rule. Okay. So let's work that out. If dH is equal to du plus product rule this thing, what are we gonna get? Or what's the product rule say?
It's the derivative of the first one times the second.
Yep.
It's the derivative of the second times the first.
So we have BVP plus P times what? Yep. Okay, so this is known as the total differential. Now U, we've seen U a lot. What's du equal to? If we integrate, it's equal to delta U, right? D what? Yep, plus, yep. Let's plug that in here. What we're gonna get is dH is equal to Q plus dW plus B, oops, P plus P V. We have another definition for work though. What's work equal to? For a gas. Let's plug that in there. So we get dH is equal to dQ minus PdV plus PdV plus PdV. Anybody see anything that can go away or make our lives easier? Yeah. So now we're left over with delta H is equal to dQ plus V dP, right? And what we wanted to show was this Q sub P is equal to delta H. That's what we're looking to do. So now, how can we make that happen? Yeah.
It's constant pressure, the derivative will be 0, and that changes the flow.
Yep, constant pressure, therefore dP is equal to 0. We're left over with dH is equal to dQ, and I'm going to put a sub P because we said constant pressure now. All right, but these are small infinitesimal changes. I want to get to that big guy right there. So how do I go from this to that? Yeah, you integrate. If I integrate this guy, what do I got?
Delta H.
Delta H, yep. And that's, or what type of function? Yeah. What about when I do it with dQp? Do I get a delta Q? What do I get?
Just Q.
And what are my conditions?
Constant pressure.
So anytime you measure a heat exchange at constant pressure, what you're actually measuring is an enthalpy change. What enthalpy really is just a pressure volume term tacked onto that U. We really care about U, the change in internal energy or internal energy. But if we look at constant pressure where we're stuck just because of experimental conditions, we have to include this extra junk on it. So it's like internal energy, but it's not exactly the same thing. Next time, what we're going to do is we're going to look at how do delta U and delta H actually differ? Where does it make a big deal? Where doesn't it make a big deal? Okay? To give you guys more intuition of what is this thing and why do we care about it. Okay. That derivation, you should know how to do that derivation. Okay?